Have you ever wondered how I actually stay on track with my weight loss and how I never gained the 100 pounds that I lost back? And it really is because I figured out a way to kill my cravings. I really had to dig deep in that and realize that I've been doing this for almost 30 years now, just finding ways to kill my cravings. So we're going to talk about that on today's show. And I also want to talk about the disparities in women's healthcare and pain management. So grab your coffee and let's get into it.
Well, today I'm going to grab my Diet Coke. No coffee. I had some. I'm trying to cut back.
But here come the Diet Coke police.
Come for me, please. Chemical police.
They're coming. They're on their way.
They are.
Yeah.
The signal's been activated.
Yep.
The bat signal. Like, uh-oh. Ding, ding, ding. Let's go after them.
Oh, my goodness. Man, I had a rough night last night.
I know you. You're a soldier for even being here doing this right now.
I was
You're
up
a trooper.
From 1 a.m. until now. I mean, I didn't sleep. I didn't take a nap or anything. I was up because Phoebe, I woke up to her gagging. She was kind of gagging. And so I literally, in the dark, found her mouth and just cupped my hands until she threw up right in my hands. And then I thought, oh, okay, maybe, she had a little throw up and it'll be fine. Like, the dogs have done that in the past, and usually they're fine after. But she continued to throw up stomach acid for the whole night, basically.
Yeah.
And she was kind of crying and whimpering.
I know. I heard her whimpering. That's a trip because our other dogs have thrown up. I've seen Rocky and Pablo. She whimpered. She cried. I've never heard that.
I probably got to make an appointment just to get her checked up, just to kind of let them know what's happening, and then I can also get her fixed. It's time to get her fixed. I got to get her fixed too.
Yeah. Have you ever had to do that with your own kids? Like catch your throat?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All mothers do that, huh?
Yes. But you know what? My son was a really bad projectile vomiter.
Oh, no, not one of those.
All the time. I think it's because he didn't want to throw up, and so he would wait until the last minute to try to hold it back, and then it would be too late. I remember one time I walked in his room, and he's like, I threw up. I'm like, you think there's throw up along the wall? Like all the way across the room and all along the wall. Projectile vomit. He was little, young.
Yeah.
But he was a projectile vomiter. But I've cleaned up. Vomit doesn't really bother me.
Man, I cleaned up nasty ass dog shit. You know what I'm saying?
Diesel.
Come on. Yeah, exactly. On carpet. Ugh.
Yeah.
Many times.
Yeah. Diesel was, he had IBS. He was bad.
Yeah.
He was so bad. But it was rough. But I felt bad. But, and she was comforted when I would rub her ears and she would fall asleep. But as soon as I stopped, she would kind of get my attention again. So I'm like, I'm not even going to try to go to sleep.
That woke me up. I heard her whimpering. I heard her kind of throwing up and then making noise, like whimpering noises.
Yeah, so I took her to the front room and I literally binge watched Love Island UK. It was so good though.
Yeah.
I loved it. It's not done yet.
How did you not fall asleep? I would have knocked it. There's no way I would have stayed out. I would have crashed back out.
Because I was tending to my dog.
I know.
I wanted to make sure she was good. And then Rocky was restless. Man. Because I think he could smell our presence, right? He knew we were around.
Yes.
So he was kind of restless. And then Charles, because Rocky's blind and deaf, so he doesn't, he's kind of clumsy with his movements.
Yeah.
He doesn't know when the dogs are around or whatever. So Charles growls every time Rocky moves because he's thinking that Rocky's going to step on him, sit on him, jump on him. And so it was just a circus all night.
I didn't hear nothing. I was comatose. I was out. I got some good sleep. I needed it. Much needed. Feel much rested today.
Yeah, she's doing better, though. She was her perky self. By the time you got up in the morning, she was wagging her tail and was perky and happy.
Was Pablo in the crate?
He was kind of, concerned? Activated.
Was he?
Yeah. Everybody was. It was a zoo. I was like, oh, my God, this is just a nightmare. Not even to sleep, because I gave up. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to try to go to sleep. But I was trying to watch my show. And I kept getting interrupted.
That's hella funny.
It was rough. All right, you guys, if you haven't already subscribed, actually, yes, if you haven't subscribed to us here on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Follow us on our candidly_with_coffee Instagram, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. I think that we've been getting some, which I really appreciate so much, you guys. I know it's a pain. Also, Spotify. If you are an Android person, you can head over to Spotify. But we got one from Carrie Karan. Janine and Mike make me laugh. The podcast has great topics and honest conversations. It's a good balance between information, educational, health, and wellness, while also covering some non-fitness related current topics. And I can't read any because my eyes are too blurry. But thank you so much. No, it's okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We have been getting a lot more, so you just have to ask, and then you get them. For sure, we appreciate everything. Yeah. I always, I try to go in and comment to your ladies on YouTube and let them know that we always appreciate the support. Because no matter how big we grow, no matter how big we get 1 million subs, we're still going to appreciate every single one. Yeah, from the beginning to the new ones, Yeah, I go and read through the comments and reply to as many as I can, if not all of them. I'm sure I try to get to all of them. Yeah, I know. Where I miss sometimes is some DMs get missed. I mean, I have 3 Instagram accounts, 2 TikTok accounts, emails, multiple email addresses. I have a client email, then I have a lot. That's a lot. I couldn't do that much, I don't think. That's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. It is. And then we also have our Patreon show, Off Topic, which very shortly we're going to be kind of ramping that show back up again because we're going to do them more often. We're going to be converting a little bit of the Alyssa's Room to like a quick impromptu for impromptu off-topic episodes in there. So that you can find us on patreon.com/off_topic. And anything else? How have you been today? I haven't really seen you much. Good, actually. I feel good today. Yeah. Got some good sleep, worked out. I feel good. Honestly, mentally, I feel good. Walked, got some good sunshine, vitamin D. Well, I'm hoping that I'm going to try to go to sleep a little early tonight. And then. Yeah, of course. I hope I have a good night's sleep because you know how it is. Your body needs to recover it. Yes. Because I probably didn't fall asleep until 9-ish, maybe 9:30. I probably slept under 4 hours. You're staying up later than usual. I know. You need to cut that bad habit. You used to go to sleep early. Yeah, but I don't want, just to be clear for even the viewers or whatever, for everyone on the record, I don't want to be policed for my sleep, for when I decide to go to sleep and when I decide to wake up. I'm a grown-ass woman, and I will decide when to go to sleep and when to wake up. So no more early hour for us? No, us, you, me. I know I've been sleeping in lately. I'm just saying I just don't want to feel like I need to get permission if I want to go to bed a little later. Okay? Like it is what it is. Sometimes I have things on my mind or whatever, I'm up. I can't help it. But the last thing I need is then the pressure of why I'm up or why I slept longer or whatever. I've been getting up still early, around 5:15, not as early, not 4. But, let me have my... I'm wondering if I should get away from that for a while and just try 5:30. You have to do what works for you. Today I did 5:30 and I felt good. We lose time in the morning, but then again, does it extra early? Yes, I'm going to get more time, but is it going to cost me throughout the day? The energy balance. You have to figure that out for yourself. I feel perfectly fine getting up at 4 and I get a lot of stuff done or whatever. It's just that if I don't, but my body, I need 8 hours. So if I do happen to stay up later for whatever reason, I can't fall asleep or whatever. Yeah. My body needs the 7.5, 8 hours. So that's why I wake up a little later. So I don't sacrifice how I feel just to make sure I get up early. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if I went to bed a little later, that means I'm going to get up a little. I mean, we preach sleep is before anything. It is. Yeah. That's why I feel good today. Yesterday I was struggling. I don't know why. I was just no energy. As long as my thing is, as long as you're getting your stuff done, because it is not as quality, right? So just like we've talked about before, if I stay up a little later, those hours are not quality hours. I'm not productive. I'm watching TV. I'm trying to wind down. It's not productive. I'm not getting work done. So yeah, it shaves off some of my work productive hours. And so if it compromises my ability to get work done, then that would be a problem. But like on a Saturday night or something, Saturday night's usually my night where I'm going to stay up a little later, because Sunday is the one day I allow myself to just stay in bed a little longer. I don't schedule morning work. I kind of try to like decompress or whatever. And so I like to have that, whatever my body decides to do.
Yeah.
If I end up staying up super late, or if I go to bed at 7 or go to bed at 1 in the morning, it is what it is. It's like a day that I don't put my rules on myself.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because Sunday is my kind of like try to decompress, not do as much work.
Yeah, we ain't got to get up early for nothing on Sunday.
All right, you guys, let's take a little break for One Up Nutrition, and we'll be right back. It is no secret to you guys by now how much I love my One Up Nutrition supplements. They are a part of my daily routine, from the daily cleanse and the Gut Health Plus that help keep my digestion on point, to their protein powders that I incorporate into so many different recipes. The ISO protein is very easy to digest and only 110 calories per scoop. The whey protein is delicious. The flavors are so good and always have little extra crunchy cookie pieces in them that just take the flavor to the next level. Their powders, like the Pure Rebuild and the pre-workout, are a staple in my daily workout routine. Their flavors are amazing. I'm alcohol-free these days, but I swear when I drink some of these flavors from One Up, I actually feel like I'm having a delicious mocktail. Their products are third-party tested, so you know what you're getting. They're made in the USA. If you use code Janine at checkout for a discount. That's JEANINE.
We did.
All right, we are back. I have a hot coffee topic. This is something interesting that I didn't know. I want to know if you know. So there was an Alaska Airlines flight diverted after the pilot, mid-flight, admitted that he was not qualified to land at this particular airport. So they had to divert and go back to the originating airport. So what happened there was, apparently there are certain airports in the U.S. and probably in the world where you have to have a certain number of flight hours and a certain certification in order to land, because it is a difficult landing in that area. Maybe it's mountain terrain or short or close to the ocean or something like that. But it made me, did you know that?
No.
Because it made me think like, well, shit, I want to know what are those airports that are
I bet you I'd know one.
I don't know. Do you? Do you think San Francisco is?
Yeah.
Because of the...
Yeah, because look what happened. Remember?
They missed the runway.
No, they came in a little too short. So here's the runway. This motherfucker came like this, like he was going to hit the... Luckily, he didn't crash right into the rocks, but he pretty much crashed right into the rocks. Instead of coming down, because the ocean, you're coming over the water and you're coming down. He came a little too close and boom, and that's why it flipped.
I looked it up. I tried to find the list and I couldn't, but somebody commented on it and said there are certain airports in the U.S. that require that the captain must have a minimum of 300 hours and signed off as a captain with that airline. Under FAA 121, the operation, it's called Special Airport. The captain is the captain that did this was probably a new captain, and the airline should have never dispatched him for that flight. However, I did read, so I read more into it, and it said most airports that make that, it's called a pilot in command qualification list, are surrounded by high terrain and have an associated arrival or departure procedures to counter the additional threats that this creates. So it's based on, like, yes, either mountains or the way it's situated, or whether the runway is very short. They will have something called PIC certification that pilot has to have in order to be able to land there. But it just made me think, like, how scary. There's also another airport that they have to have PIC, and that is Washington, the Reagan Washington National Airport, because it's protected airspace, and there's a very specific particular way that you have to fly around that airspace because of the president.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Something new I'll learn.
I know, but it did kind of scare me to think, like, I'd be nervous because sometimes you have a like maybe one of those airports maybe could be like Denver because it's mountainous, right?
It's
like
choppy there.
And we've
flown into Denver. It's really turbulent up there.
That's what I'm saying. Not that I fly to Denver, go to Denver, but maybe connecting flights.
We did. We went one time. I remember. It was rough. It reminds me of Vegas. You know, Vegas is rough. Coming into Vegas in the heat, in the summertime, like right now, in the heat of it, it's rough, bumpy, always.
Well, I will say, too, that did I lose my train of thought? I did. See what happens? You guys, this is a lesson. I just lost my train of thought because I am on less than 4 hours of sleep.
You look pretty damn good, though, for less than 4 hours
But it does
sleep.
impact. It impacts the way your brain functions. I'm actually, I think, equivalent to somebody who's a little intoxicated right now.
You wouldn't be able to drive a truck or operate a firearm. Like, say you're a cop or you're a truck driver, it'd be no-go.
Because they say that if you have lack of sleep, that you kind of like, you operate as if you're intoxicated.
Yeah. Your brain, it's crazy. Your brain really needs sleep.
Yeah.
That's why people who do drugs, like crystal methamphetamine, and stay up for days at a time without sleep, they fucking get cuckoo. They get paranoid and crazy.
It's a temporary psychosis.
Happened to me. I know.
All right. Moving on. I want to talk about a video that I just posted on YouTube. And it's going to be it's the first of a series that I want to start doing on my YouTube. And the series is going to be a Kill Your Cravings series. And what we talked about at the top of this show was how I believe that the reason why I've been able to stay consistent in my journey and never regained my original weight loss back, which is very hard to do. Most people do regain big weight loss.
Always.
And it's because even back then, that is what I would do, is think about what it is that I wanted to eat, and I would figure out ways to make it low calorie. Back then, you just cared about the calories. Now I think about macros and protein, right? But I figured out ways to kill my cravings. That's what I did.
Man, you made me so hungry last night.
Yeah, so I still do it now. I do it today. I've done it for years, and so I thought, you know what, I'm going to start posting like my specific meal, kill your cravings kind of meals as videos on YouTube. So the first one I did was what I like to eat when I'm craving In-N-Out Burger. It's basically like when I go to In-N-Out Burger, I order a cheeseburger with onion plain, and then I get the animal style fries. So that order is 1,230 calories, and I made it last night for $5.50.
Amazing.
44 grams of protein, something like that.
Amazing.
Yep. And it killed the craving. Like I'm kid you not, you guys, it works. It kills the craving. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I'm good. I don't need to go to In-N-Out. Like I'm content.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that with more meals. But because I do it for a lot of things. I've done it for Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, Jack in the Box, restaurant meals. You guys know, because I've talked about that a lot on my YouTube channel also. Like, I'll look at what is in a salad that I love at a restaurant. I'm like, I can recreate this at home. And I recreate it so that the next time I'm craving that restaurant, I'm like, no, I'll just do it at home.
I'm going to recreate a Mexican pizza from Taco Bell.
I've done that.
You have? Mm-hmm. We're going to do that. I'm going to do it for my channel. I like that.
Yeah.
Nachos Bel Grande.
Nachos Bel Grande.
We got to do that.
If you guys have any specific requests,
yes, please
put them. Comment, and I'm gonna start doing those. I have a bunch that at work are already my go-tos, but I'm also going to be actively working on more creations, more creative ways to make something high protein, something lower in calorie, and a significant amount of lower in calories. Now,
that's a huge amount. 550 compared to 1230.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's more than half.
Yeah, because I'm saying I'm not going to jump through hoops to save 100 calories or something like that. I'm going to have the real thing at that point.
Exactly. Come on.
If it's not like something that is a significant, improvement, it's not worth it. Just, every once in a while, kill the craving by going to the place. I do that too. I'm not going to stop doing that. Once in a while, I like to go to McDonald's. There's something about McDonald's that's very difficult to duplicate. there's a certain flavor.
Their fries, everything.
Yeah.
We could come close, but I will say this though: that sauce you made last night, that reminds me of a Big Mac sauce.
Does it? Big Mac?
I put it on my burgers last night.
Yeah, the spread.
Smack. You taste like got my brain thinking like I need to recreate a Big Mac somehow, but I can't do it with that bread obviously. But if I found like some kind of protein sesame buns or something,
because you need a sesame because that has the sesame.
Yes, and then the middle bun in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you could do it. And then you'd be surprised. Like you do the little details. Like for my animal style fries, I chopped up the onions and I grilled them. The essence of In-N-Out was totally there.
I see what you did there. Yeah.
Yeah. Smart. It was really good. So Mike has a new video up too, actually. That's kind of like a kill your cravings. You've always loved pancakes, and so you figured out a way to make them super high protein.
Yes, because if you eat pancakes, like at a restaurant, you like let's just say Denny's, you're talking about 1,500 calories easy, somewhere up there.
Yeah.
Big old stack of pancakes.
Yeah.
And then with real syrup, you're dousing that thing with real 100 calories a table, 2 tablespoons for whatever it is. It's ridiculous.
Plus, keep in mind that when you're doing it at home, you know what the macros are.
Exactly.
You're not guessing.
No.
You're not going based off their nutrition facts because, look, they have the nutrition facts for their animal-style fries are 750 calories. Do you see them measure that spread? They just pour that shit on those fries.
They don't. I think they get they're allowed to be like within 20% or something like that.
Who?
They probably have, or something like that, or no.
Who?
Off the restaurants on their calories. They're not exactly on point.
No, babe, they don't even measure. They're not off by 20%. They're off by a ton. You're talking about nutrition labels.
Oh, okay. Nutrition labels.
I'm talking about like In-N-Out Burger. Those guys, they pour the dress. They pump it on there. They don't measure what they're doing. So even though the website says 750, who's to say? It's 800 one day, 1,000 another day. You don't know.
Yeah, it's off. You're
but
right.
at home, you know. Like if I want a double serving of those animal fries, instead of them being, you know, what were they came out to like 250, they'd be 500. I could still make it work.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true.
But even so, like the serving size that I had at the 550 for that whole meal was very satisfying. And guess what? You eat it, you kill the craving, and you don't have guilt, and you don't feel like crap. You don't get the heart palpitations. You're not getting all the extra sodium or, you know, the things that make you feel ill after.
The oil they're cooking it in.
So it's kind of like another thing that I like to do is I like to have something that I'm craving. Maybe it's not fast food. Not all of the things have to be fast food, but have something that I'm craving, but I make it work because I pair it with something that has the protein in it to accommodate the treat. So like when we do, listen, if your favorite dessert, our favorite dessert, right? Apple pie a la mode, right? Or apple cobbler of sorts.
Yeah.
If you go to a restaurant and you order an apple cobbler, that thing is going to be, at a minimum, it's going to be 1,000 calories.
Easy.
And it is going to have very little protein in it. We make an apple cobbler a la mode thing at home that has half the calories and it has like 44 grams of protein in it. Yep. Because we make the protein ice cream and then we have the actual like apple blossom. So we're not trying, you know, because sometimes, listen, I'm also not one of those people that likes to make everything in the macro-friendly way and it tastes like shit. Because if it doesn't kill the craving, it doesn't work.
No.
You know, sometimes on Instagram, I notice that like something will really look good, but it doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
They're lying to you.
BS and
Yeah, like one time there was this like TikTok trend of those gnocchis at Trader Joe's. They're like these potato gnocchi things. They look like little pasta things.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And someone made them into like these cinnamon pull apart monkey bread. Oh, the video, they looked scrumptious. So of course I ran myself over to Trader Joe's. I made it. It looked like it tasted good. And it was garbage.
Ass.
I did not post the video. It tasted like crap. I'm like, I cannot mislead the people. I never want people to do that. I don't want to come up with a recipe that looks good in a picture. It looks like In-N-Out, but does it taste good though? That's what I care. I don't care if it looks perfectly aesthetic in the picture. I care if it tastes good or it's not going to work to kill the craving. It has to, it has to match.
Yes.
So with the apple pie a la mode, yeah, there's a bunch of cool ways you can make, apple pie, or just cut up the apples and cinnamon and blah, 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 air fry them. But they're not going to taste the same, like that buttery, flaky, puff pastry. It's not going to kill the craving unless it's got that component. So you hack the system and you get a little bit of the real with a little bit of the protein, and together the macros work.
It's wonderful. I love it. How many times we've made it?
Lots of times. I'm going to have it this weekend.
Probably have it with you.
Because we bought it and we didn't have it last week because I forgot to make the Ninja Creamy. I was very disappointed with myself. But all right, you guys, let's take a little break for Transcend and we'll be right back. When's the last time you switched your budget around? If you're spending cash on eating out and buying clothes, but you don't want to spend a bit on your health, what are you even doing? Every day, from the moment you wake up until you go to bed, you have a series of choices that will make or break you. The things you eat, your physical activity or lack thereof, your sleep, it all adds up. Personally, I care about what I put in my body, and I found that it's hard to put a price on feeling like you're ready to take on the world every day. That's why I leverage the power of hormone optimization and fully customized peptide protocols from Transcend. If you're ready to take your health to the next level, head over to the link transcendcompany.com/ESCOElite and fill out an intake form today. All right, Transcend. I do want to share real quick about Transcend. I think your peptides are working. They kicked in or something because your muscles just look so bulbous.
They do.
Didn't you post even?
I felt that today too. I was like, oh shit, let me just take a fucking video real quick in the mirror. Like, I don't know, I hadn't even hit a workout yet.
Yeah, they look like
I feel so full. And I'm about the same weight as before. But I noticed in the mirror when I'm working out, I got striations everywhere, veins. It looks crazy when I'm training.
You think it's the testosterone? That was the newer one you took.
I think that was another one, game changer too, yeah.
The testosterone is one of the ones that's on sale right now too in August, 25% off testosterone.
It does a lot. It helps with, lean body mass.
It's helping you with sleep too.
Yes, it helps with sleep. I have a harder time waking up.
Definitely. All right. Comment Corner. This one comes to us from Prime Beauty. I love when Janine said that if she went down the rabbit hole, Mike would have joined. I love you guys for each other. In the video where I talked about, good thing I kept it together.
Yeah.
Because you would have probably said, you go, I go.
Probably, yeah.
How many times, be honest, how many times do you think it'd be pretty easy for me to say, hey, babe, let's just be gluttonous today. Let's just have a day. Would it be pretty easy for me to convince you?
Yes. Maybe you said, babe, fuck it, let's go get a burrito or some taqueria, let's just wash it.
Yeah.
I'll probably be down.
I love that you admitted that so easily.
I mean,
it's true, though. It is so true. Oh, my goodness, you guys see?
I'm holding it together.
You are.
I mean, is it easy? No. Me and her have the cravings like everybody else. Food demons come and haunt me too, but... I like the way I feel. I like the way I look. I'm happy, I want to look my best at 50, which is not too far from today. It's coming quick, and I just want to show everybody, look, don't let age hold you back. Because I hear too much on Instagram, and people, age is like the number one fallback people use. It. No, sorry, can't use that no more. Doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I still feel like I'm at the point now in my life, and I'm sure there's going to be a turning point where it changes. But right now, I still feel like if I look back a year, I'm always happier with the way I look now than I did the previous year, instead of it being worse.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a good rhythm where I'm like, no, I'm happy. I'm happier with the way I look now, my style, the way I do my makeup, just my physique, everything. I'm happier where it should be. I think at this point where I look back on a couple of years and go, oh, I miss my young face. And I don't. I'm no, I'm happy. I still feel like I'm tweaking things and improving and doing the things I need to do.
Oh man, learning macros is a game changer for me. That's when my body totally changed too.
All right, the next one comes to us from Shannon Duran, 4375. She commented on episode 456, which is quite a while ago. We were actually still in the gym at our house, the back room.
Damn.
And I didn't have a chance to go and watch this episode, but now she's got me curious because she says, wow, I'll have whatever coffee Mike had in this podcast. So you must have been on a crazy, you must have been on one in that.
I want to know what coffee that was.
I know, but it was so funny when she read that. It made me think. I've toyed around with this idea, and I think I want to do it. I want to kind of go back to some of our first YouTube video podcasts from a few years ago and do like a rewatch where we watch it live and comment on some of those episodes, because I'm sure there are some doozies.
I know, right? That'd be funny. That'd be some funny.
So I need to remember to go check this episode out, episode 456, to see what she's talking about, because I have a feeling that you must have been either you were turned up or you do have a coffee on the table. You have a Pete's on the table.
Oh.
But you must have been amped
Shout out
up.
Pete's, yeah. Pete's is good coffee, strong.
That's so funny. All right, you guys, let's take a little break for MegaFit, and we'll be right back. Life is busy, and when I get busy and don't have time to meal prep, I reach into my freezer and grab a MegaFit meals. MegaFit meals are a macro-friendly meal prep, no subscription required, real quality ingredients. They switch up the menu. You guys, I love them. Their chicken tenders, the margarita pizza, the chicken quesadillas. I mean, this food sounds indulgent, but guess what? It fits right into your macros. Head over to their website, and don't you forget to use code JEANINE. That's code Janine for a discount. All right. So now let's talk about the situation with women's health care and how we have been looked over in terms of like pain management. Like we have not been properly taken care of. And there's plenty of proof and like studies they've done that show that doctors tend to give more pain medication and take more care in managing men's pain than women's. Did you know that?
No, never knew that.
Yeah.
And that ain't cool.
Even in like, so there are several medical procedures where there's specific disparities in pain management. Obviously, a hysterectomy, a man wouldn't have that, but a hysterectomy, women are oftentimes sent home with like insufficient pain management post-surgery. They're supposed to, they're just kind of left to deal with the pain, like, oh, it's pretty manageable, Tylenol kind of thing, instead of getting them like some strong pain meds. Another thing, and I'm sure if we have some listeners that have this, so women with endometriosis, it is an excruciating, debilitating condition. A lot of scar tissue and stuff in the uterus when you have endometriosis. It's very painful. And women are not like taken seriously for their pain for it. They're not.
I wonder why. Why would they dismiss that?
Despite being a very painful condition, women with endometriosis often face delayed diagnosis, under treatment of pain, and their symptoms are sometimes dismissed as normal menstrual discomfort. They just say, oh, it's just like a heavy period, like it's just cramps.
Damn, they just brush you guys off.
Yeah.
I never knew that. It's all new to me.
Yeah. And it's very, like, like, let me explain, like, I'm trying to think, like, thinking of even just like putting a vice like on your calf. Maybe if your calf is tight, like after a calf day.
Or how about when like I get a
Charlie horse or something?
No, those foot cramps, you know, that hurts. Or even a calf like that.
Yeah, think about that. Like but think about like putting a vice on your sore calf and cranking it.
Ooh, that don't
But
feel
that
good.
inside of your stomach. That's what a cramp feels like. That's what it feels like. So endometriosis is like on a whole other level. But I thought this was interesting because even heart attack care, women experiencing heart attacks may receive less aggressive treatment and pain management compared to men. because their symptoms are different. The way they convey their symptoms are different.
Yeah.
And so they oftentimes are, I don't know what it is really.
It's all new to me. I never even knew. Because us men, let's be honest, one little owie, oh, here you go. You can have this, have that, have that. You know what I'm saying? Me, after this was my most painful, I may describe it to you. I had compartmental syndrome on my right leg. Cut me open from knee to hip. I don't remember the surgery, nothing. Obviously, I was on a lot of meds. But post-surgery, leaving the hospital and getting driven home, it felt like somebody was taking a knife to my leg. Every little speed bump and little bump felt like cutting. I go, oh, my God, I've never experienced that. No tattoo comes close to the pain that I felt in my leg. It was excruciating. It gave me Vicodin. It calmed it down, but it just calmed it down. And still, the pain was there.
You know where I've always struggled with, and it just in a lot of ways, but because I don't animate my pain, I feel like it gets brushed under the rug by doctors when I had my kids or whatever, because I'm not going to like scream at the top of my lungs and make a big to-do. But it doesn't mean I'm not feeling that intensity worth of pain. I'm just going to be like, hey, I'm in a lot of pain. You know, they'll be like, oh, what's the level, 1 to 10? I'm like, 50. Oh, you wouldn't even be able to say that you wouldn't even be able to talk if your pain was up. You know what I mean? Because I internalize my pain and don't have the dramatics, it's always kind of been brushed under. I had to wait for hours and hours for my epidural because there was women screaming in pain. And so it's like they took care of them first before me because it seemed like I had a handle on it. But I was in excruciating pain.
You weren't being dramatic about it.
Because I'm not expressive in that way. Everyone kind of expresses their pain differently. Some people have to vocalize it. To me, that's more painful. Like I need to be quiet. You know this because do you remember when
I'm kind of that way too. I kind of like hold it like again when I was going through my leg. I was like, just one of those like fuck.
Yeah.
I wasn't screaming like you know.
Right. So do like even so like with tattoo pain, right? Are you quiet?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I don't make
not
noises.
Everybody's quiet.
You don't hear me whimper ever getting tattooed.
Yeah.
I close my eyes and like take it. Like, all right, take it. It hurts.
Yeah. So that's how I deal with my pain. Like even when I was getting my first tattoo with Docs years ago, and he had all this commotion in his place, like people and partying and all this stuff, and I was so angry because I was in a lot of pain, and it made my pain worse that there was so much commotion.
I'm the same way. I don't like a lot of commotion.
So I remember I texted you like, hey, can you get them to like shut the fuck up?
Yes.
But because I'm quiet. I want quiet when I'm in pain.
Yes. I'm the same way.
Peace.
I don't even
quiet.
I don't even like being talked to sometimes. I don't want to have a conversation.
No, me neither.
Sometimes, yes, I can handle it. I can converse with my artist, but sometimes I'm like, fuck, I just don't want to talk right now.
No, I just want to be.
Let me deal with this. Let me get in my zone because I got to get in a zone. Those first 15, 20 minutes suck of getting tattooed. After that, your body kind of, all right, we're in this, cool. And then the end is always hard too.
I don't really want to talk either, though, at all. Period. When I'm getting a tattoo, it's just like shh, like quiet. I remember when I got my portrait of my mom. He said to me, "Listen, I kind of get in my zone. I put my headphones on or whatever, so hopefully that's okay for you. I'm going to be quiet." I'm like, bless your heart.
Yes.
Of course it's going to be okay. I love it.
I used to throw all my iPods on and listen to music or something to get my fucking mind off of it.
But because I'm a woman, number one, and number two, the way in which I express myself, I feel like even more so, I've been in situations where I have not been given proper pain management at all. But some of the other things, and some of these I've experienced, so I'm going to go over them. So apparently, according to Dr. Mary Claire, she's a prominent like menopause doctor, really great account to follow. If you're a woman, if you're in menopause, lots of good information. But according to her, in medical school, they taught them that there's not a lot of nerve endings in the cervix, so pain management's not imperative. Definitely men wrote that curriculum for sure. But this doctor was smart enough to go based on, she goes, sometimes you have to go based off of your experience with your patients and how and what they are telling you, and not just what you learned in a textbook or from a professor. So she goes, and my experience with patients where they were communicating that they were in a lot of pain. So I began treating my patients in these in-office procedures with pain management. But they don't do that because I've experienced several of these things and it was very painful. So when I had my IUD put in, they literally told me that it feels like a pinch. It's just a pinch. So they told me.
Really?
When whatever they did, and they inserted that thing onto this wall of the cervix, my entire cervix clammed up. You know, like those sea animals that if you touch it, they close up or something like that? That's what it felt like. Like I cramped so bad. It was excruciatingly painful. And it continued to be excruciatingly painful for like that whole couple days. So wow. I didn't plan for it. I didn't take time off work. Like, this is not like just a doctor's appointment. They just, it's like a quick appointment, blah, blah, blah. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
I wonder what it feels like in pain comparison. When you say that pain, our weakest point of our body, obviously, between our legs. If you hit us with like a baseball bat or something, that's excruciating. That can kill us, honestly, that kind of pain.
So describing the pain of like labor to a man can be challenging, but one effective way is to compare it to the most intense physical pain that they can imagine. So that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
Imagine
100%.
having that pain, but it's in your abdomen, but it's that level of pain. And it's also in your back and your hips simultaneously. So it's there, your back, your hips simultaneously. And it increases in intensity over several hours without the ability to stop or escape it for hours. And that's what labor feels like. Insane.
You guys are built for that shit. We're not. It'll kill us. That's why I say women are stronger when it comes to certain pain management. You guys can handle it better than we're not built for that. It would kill us.
So while now I did a little research on that. I knew you were going to say that. Can pain kill you? It doesn't directly cause death, but what it does do is it can trigger a stress response in the body. And if you have underlying health conditions like high blood pressure, a bad heart disease, it can trigger a stroke or a heart attack because of the rapid release of, the adrenaline, the endorphins that the pain causes, like a rapid release in cortisol, endorphins, all of these hormones at once that could put you in cardiac arrest. But it's not a direct, so like there's no death certificate that says cause of death, intense pain.
No.
It's going to be cause of death, stroke, cardiac arrest.
I thought men just couldn't take the excruciating pain and it causes like your heart to stop or something. I never knew exactly that.
Yeah, so it's because you have to somewhat have some sort of like underlying weakness there or predisposition to having that, I think. But another thing that another procedure is a colposcopy. I had that. It's called a LEAP. It's a loop electrosurgical excision procedure to treat abnormal cervical cells. Remember I told you I had that?
Yeah. Whoa.
They did that in office with no prep, no like, hey, this is, we're going to do this. You're going to probably want to take time off work. You're going to be in some pain. No.
Nothing.
No.
Wow. Brutal with you guys, man. Damn.
Now, the good news is the CDC just recently came out with recommendations and an advisory to doctors that they need to take pain management into consideration for any cervical procedures and have a pain management counseling session or whatever with the patient and come up with a treatment and pain protocol that they can both agree on.
Makes sense. Yeah.
What about this? When I was in labor with, who was I in labor with? Was it Alyssa? I think I was in labor with Alyssa. And this time I was smart because I knew with Tyler it took hours to get my epidural. So right when I got there, I'm all, listen, give me the epidural. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait till I'm in horrible pain. I don't want to get screwed.
You ain't messing around.
But I could hear this woman on the floor screaming at the top of her lungs. First, it was so, when you're in pain and you're hearing screaming, like I just said, it's unnerving, right?
I bet it is, yeah.
And I was like, what is wrong with this woman? Like, this is crazy. And the nurse told me that she was in a horrible pain in labor and she wants the epidural, but won't get it because her husband does not want her to have it.
What a dick.
Now, they would have given it to her if she gave them the green light. So he can't make that choice.
Yeah.
But she was begging him to allow her to get the epidural, and he said no. So you know what I say? Sure, okay, I won't get the epidural, but go ahead and go to the hardware store, get one of those clamps, and you're going to clamp your balls the entire time I'm in labor, and we're going to do this together.
Yes. Because
that would not fly.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Or go get, or better yet, go get a hammer at the hardware store. Come back with that hammer.
Yeah.
And
let me kick you.
Let me whack
every
you.
time I get a contraction.
Oh.
And let's like the song, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
High School Musical.
I'm like, get her the epidural. We're not doing that. I don't care how tough I am.
That?
No. Again, what I experienced in this after post-surgery in this leg, I don't ever want to go through that again. That shit was rough. I could take pain pretty good.
Is that the worst pain you've ever experienced?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I went to the goddamn gym, and you're my witness before you even knew me. Probably like 3 weeks post-surgery on crutches.
I remember.
I popped some ibuprofens, maybe one Vicodin, not two, and pushed myself to work. I needed it for my mental health. And the throbbing, because, it's healing, right? So all the blood was surging to my knee. My knee was still swollen. And it was painful just being in the gym. My leg was in pain, but I was pushing through the workout. But I was in pain in my leg the whole time. That's why when people have excuses about, I'm this or I'm that, like, listen, I wish I had video or something. Like I had something to record. Like, listen, motherfucker, I went to the gym on crutches. I drove my ass to the gym on crutches in pain because I needed to get out of the bed because I was starting to fall into depression. I could feel myself getting depressed. I needed to work. I needed to stimulate myself. I felt lazy and just, it was painful. I sucked it up and pushed through. That was painful, yes.
You know what was besides labor, obviously, what was really bad for me was the kidney stones.
I was going to ask you about that because I seen you flopping like a fish. That's why I didn't play around. Call 911.
Horrendous.
So this ain't nothing to play with. I never seen you like that.
It was.
A lot of people said kidney stones. People pass out from the pain.
It was. I can't even describe it.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
I fear kidney stones. I know they're, especially, I know.
Yeah.
They're painful.
I did it to myself. Extreme dehydration. My potassium levels were I was a
dangerous.
Hot mess. I was a hot mess.
Yeah, I don't want to ever experience kidney stones ever. I know they're painful. And we had a customer somewhere. I forgot where I was working, Rent Center. I remember she came in and she was like, "Sorry, I'm late on my payment." And I remember this. And I said, "Okay, well, it's all good." And she said, "I'm so sorry. I apologize, but I was dealing with kidney stones." She goes, "It was the most excruciating pain." That she was describing it to us, how bad it was. I said, "Yeah, it don't sound like fun."
I never got them again.
For men too, it's hard because we have to excrete them out of,
Yeah, well, women, you have to pee. Yeah, you have to pee them out. If they are small enough, or else they'll go in and they'll break it up like with the laser so that they're small enough, and then you have to pee. I had to pee through a strainer to catch it. It looks like tiny little pieces of coral, like at the bottom of the ocean. That's what it looks like.
And this is your own body that makes these.
Well, right. Yes. So it's the way they described it to me, and this is like the dumbed down version, right? Mm-hmm. Is that when you get super dehydrated, it's like think about your kidneys become like a little raisin, and it's kind of like the reason why you're not supposed to let your gas tank run all the way to zero, because the sediment and the crud and the stuff at the bottom of the tank then goes through.
Yes.
So the crud and the stuff at the bottom of the kidneys, it goes through. Without hydration, and it gets stuck. And then it's certain things in your diet that cause like the calcifications, So like if you are prone, if it's not because you're underhydrated, and they can't figure out why, like maybe for me it was clear it was a hydration issue.
Yes.
But if it wasn't that and they couldn't figure out why, then they prescribe you like a certain diet, like you want like a low phosphorus diet, to avoid the calcifications from forming because some people are just prone to them. And it's debilitatingly painful. And there's not a lot they can do for that pain. There's not much they can do.
Yeah, did they give you anything?
They gave me morphine, but it made me sick. And it didn't take away the pain. I still felt it.
I hate morphine. I had that in my... They gave me morphine, too, when I was dealing with this in the hospital. And I said, please get me off of this. I felt gross. I didn't like it. They were like, you don't want morphine? They were shocked, like, you don't... No, give me Tylenol codeine. I'm going to be just fine. And my neighbor next to me that was in his... drug addict, dude. He was in there. He got cut his arm. He's like, I'll take your morphine. I said, he can have it. Give it to him.
Oh,
give
my
it to
God.
him. I swear on everything. He got in a bad accident. His leg was cut open or something. I said, give it to him. I don't want it. I didn't feel good. I didn't like it either. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't like it. You can get addicted to that stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure. Of course. Your body, you can get chemically dependent on it. Like
yes, I've
besides
heard that.
Just like the mental, that type of addiction, your body will become chemically dependent on morphine.
Thank goodness. And I'm an addict. Thank goodness I hated it.
Yeah, because they had to teach us about that when my dad went into hospice, like about that. Because like even hospice patients, they basically become like
they do, huh?
Drug addicts. You can't just stop taking morphine. Once they start taking it, they're taking it until the rest of their life because you get chemically dependent on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No thanks.
All right, you guys, it was a painful episode to get through.
Painful.
But thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you.